And welcome back to our My Future, My Choice here at Miami-Jackson Senior High School, one of the oldest high schools in the city of Miami, and a great high school it is. Go Generals, they say here. Our final panel is about education and the need for every child to have access to books. Joining me now on stage is Morris Copeland, the director of the Miami-Dade Juvenile Services Department. We also have James Hodge, the CEO of the Children's Trust that aims to help kids reach their full potential. And Morris, I'll begin with you because many of the kids who don't do what they're supposed to do in the classroom, you end up seeing them, but with their hands behind their backs, heading into the juvenile justice system. What do you see in terms of those kids who need or lack the education that they should have got?
Well, I think the first piece of the process is that we do an assessment on those children when they come in our facility. And one of the things that, well, several things that we see. First and foremost is the family dysfunction. The young man talked about it earlier, Angel Terrero, the situation that he experienced with his stepfather. We see that frequently. And then the next one is a lack of educational success. These kids are not the best athletes. They're not the best students. As a matter of fact, they're on the fringes. And then they're looking for unconditional love and acceptance, and they find it in the streets.
Yeah. And James, what's the solution, you think? Is it more access to books? How can we turn this problem around?
Well, I think one point that the schools, the violence isn't occurring in the schools, it's happening after school. And the Trust is proud to provide after-school programming and summer programs for over 33,000 students. And in that program, we have literacy embedded in there. But we know it needs to start early. And part of our early childhood is our reading program and our book program, where we mail books to the parents of 3-year-old children throughout the county, as well as that we have some areas of need that the children don't have access to books. So we have carts in different areas throughout town where we put out 5,000 books a month for children to read, for parents to read with their children and be their child's first best teacher.
I've heard so often that the dropouts are not occurring in high schools, it's happening as early as middle school. And some of the crimes that are being committed, the young people are getting younger and younger. Are you finding that to be the case? How young are we talking here?
Well, I mean, we had 3 children, 11, 12, and 13, that were riding around bikes, and all of them had handguns, robbing people at one time. So, I mean, that is something that was extremely alarming to me and everybody in the judiciary that saw that. And we are seeing, as you said, they're getting younger and younger. The numbers have come down significantly. We've gone from 20,000 children being arrested 10 years ago to maybe around 4,000. So we're doing the right things in that regard, and we're keeping our children out of the deep end of that system, because the further they go, the more likely they'll come back. But what we have to do is to ensure that we keep firearms away from our children, we educate them appropriately, and we hold all of the adults accountable for their safety.
But it comes down to conflict resolution, does it not? And also, I've heard the superintendent talk about this so much. Education really is the key to turning all of this around. But is education alone the only thing that's going to turn this around?
No, I think education is the key, but it's also parenting. And the Trust invents a parenting program because programs can't do it. We need a family. And you have parents at times who love their kids to death, but they do not know how to parent, and they may need additional skills. So we invest in the parenting programs to provide those parent skills so when their child does enter kindergarten, they're ready to learn. They have the social skills.
Which is a good segue to talk about the 211. Simply dial 211 to connect your child with a mentor. And this is not just about if you want a mentor. If you need mentoring, call that phone number either in Miami-Dade or in Broward County, 211. Call that number right now, Switchboard Miami. Some final thoughts from the both of you. What do you think in terms of what you've heard tonight about the mentoring and about some of the gun violence that you've heard, and about how people tend to just look to guns as a way of solving a problem when it actually creates a whole new list of problems for you? What are your final thoughts about that as we wrap this up tonight?
We all have to be vigilant. We all have to take responsibility for all of our children. We just can't, we can't create winners and losers. You know, if you're A student, then we want you around. If you're F student, then you have to go to some alternative. No, all of our children are important, but we have to make sure that they understand that.
James, very quickly, my producers are telling me to wrap it up.
I just think the phrase, it takes a community. We need to wrap our arms around these kids. We need to love these kids, and they need to grow up in a safe and secure learning environment.